Usually when people find out I want to own a funeral home, they ask me two questions. Am I afraid of dead people, and what made me want to get into this? So today I'm answering both of those questions. I'm not afraid of dead people at all. It's the living that you got to watch out for. Dead people can't lie on you, steal from you, or do half the things that hurt you that living people can. A dead man will never tell your secrets. Taking care of the dead really brings me peace. I don't know, it might just be all the formaldehyde, but it's like a different type of high. Something about caring for a dead body just makes you feel alive. When we're back there in the prep room and there's a dead body on the table, at that point, nothing else matters. Not what he said, not what she said, not a bill, none of that. You're literally staring death in the face, so you can't help but appreciate life. Normally, your casket goes inside of a concrete burial vault like this, and the burial vault goes inside of the ground. So why are these burial vaults above the ground? This cemetery is on the north side of Jacksonville in a black neighborhood right next to a school and an apartment complex. So every day these babies gotta walk past it on their way to school. It's fucked up and it's looked like this since before I can even remember. This is literally somebody's ancestors, but it's like nobody cares. I don't know if this happened because of erosion or if it's just what happens when cemeteries aren't maintained, but at one point the city said that they were going to invest millions of dollars into cleaning up several cemeteries. I took this picture in 2019. I went back to visit the cemetery last week and absolutely nothing has changed. This is another reason I wanted to join the funeral industry. The average funeral costs between $7,000 and $8,000. Imagine spending that kind of money to lay your loved one to rest, and in 30-40 years, this is what their burial site looks like. This isn't something that only happens in Jacksonville. It's happening all over the country, and we need to talk about it. This is one of the many ways that Black bodies are disrespected even after death. But to be honest, the funeral industry as a whole is outdated, a little bit racist, and needs to change. I want to do what I can to help families make better financial and environmental decisions when it comes to funeral arrangements. For many slaves, the only way to escape slavery was by death, even if they had to fake it. Henrietta was a seamstress. She married a cabinet maker named Francis. Francis went from making cabinets to making coffins and eventually opened his own funeral home. When Francis died, Henrietta inherited the business, making her the first female funeral director in the United States. Not just the first Black woman, the first woman, period. She did what Black women do best. She held it down and did what needed to be done. She knew Master and them wasn't going to care about a dead slave. She would help them hide in coffins or disguise them as part of the funeral procession until they reached freedom. None of Henrietta's children survived through childhood, but she's one of my biggest inspirations, so I like to think that a little piece of her legacy lives on through me. Those are just a few reasons I chose to get into the funeral industry, but really it just felt like my calling. I've always been fascinated by death and wanting to understand what really happens at the end of life, and I'm super excited to see what kind of conversations come of this.